We've got some wonderful colleagues and friends from Greece. And basically, we've got Mariana from Eleosofia. This is not Mariana, this is Pantelis. Mariana is, that's Mariana. And you can see on the background.
Hello, everyone.
Mariana is olive oil sommelier, and she's taking people to her own fields, and they are drinking olive oil, and she's going to take us through. And then we've got two groups of people. We've got Emilia and Dimitris. Guys, if you say something, you're gonna come in. Yeah, that's much better. So you've got that's Emilia, who is a scientist, and she works from Hellenic fine oils, which is this bit of the family, with my good friend Dimitris Dabasinas there, who one night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, can you send us some olive oil, please? And he said, yay! And then olive oil arrived here. And then you've got Pantelis, who is from the Navarino Icons, and he is promoting olive oil and other products from Messenia, which is the region where my family is coming from. And I really like his products. I really, really like his products. So,
good afternoon to you all. And we have sent our products there, and we will try also to send some warm sunshine from Greece to Hong Kong.
Thank you. That's wonderful. So, before we move, let me take a picture with all of you up there, because otherwise the screens keep moving and we don't know what's happening. Hold on. You can say something nice about
Cheese.
Okay, and we're done. So, should we ask Mariana to have the introduction? And there is a program that I forgot to print that Bridget has actually created with you guys. So Mariana, you're starting, right?
Yes, I will be starting. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you here with us today. Thank you very much for the invitation to join this amazing masterclass. And it will be a life-changing experience, because changing the way you see the quality of one product in your life can actually help you change the way you see your well-being in a holistic way. So we're going to start together with extra virgin olive oil. Let me share my screen with you. There we go. And everyone can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, that was a technological success. Okay, so I'm going to show you this picture. And I would like to ask you what kind of feelings it creates to you, and what kind of questions or inquiries arise. It's a photo of an olive oil tasting outside in the field, connected with nature. It is a place where we can connect, explore, have our senses in a calm way, our brain alert, but in a relaxing manner at the same time, in order to help our senses, our smell, our flavor, our sense of touch through the texture, be able to identify the different smells that we will be smelling. And of course, it is an amazing way to get to know the local culture, local gastronomy, and relax. So hope to see you one day there. So starting from that, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Mariana. My last name is too big, no worries. I'm originally a physicist, and I'm an olive oil sommelier. And through Oleosofia, I communicate knowledge of extra virgin olive oil to help improve the way people see extra virgin olive oil in their life and their wellness. And also I'm a producer of awarded high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. I can totally relate with you in terms of the average consumer, because before learning about extra virgin olive oil, and despite the fact that I was born and raised in an olive oil producing country, I knew nothing about extra virgin olive oil, and I didn't think much of it. And I actually consumed, cheap, flat olive oil. So for me, it was life-changing, and I hope it will be for you. I will take you through some steps first before diving into the tasting experience itself. First, we're going to look into what extra virgin olive oil really is as a grade, what we'll look for in an extra virgin olive oil when we're doing a tasting, okay? What types of aromas we can find approximately, how to do an olive oil tasting, and understand why it is important, why this is the core of everything we do. Why are we tasting olive oil, and how high quality extra virgin olive oil can change our life. So starting a bit with the technicalities, when we harvest the olives from our olive fields, we have to take care of them, make sure that they are healthy, and quickly take them to the mill where we're going to produce the olive oil. Okay, at the olive mill, they are washed because they were in contact with soil. They will be pressed, okay, crushed, in order for the olives to be broken up and open up the flesh of the olive fruit, therefore taking out some olive oil droplets. Then they will be guided into the malaxation phase, where they are malaxated like a big mixer, think of it, to make it more simple. And what we do with that, we help small droplets of olive oil aggregate into bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones in order to create the olive oil body. And then through centrifuge, we have to separate the solid phase from the body of the olive fruit and the liquid phase, and from there, water and olive oil, okay? When we produce an olive oil, a result that is high in nutritional value and has amazing aromas and zero defects, then we say that we have extra virgin olive oil. In cases where there might be some defects, we're going to explain afterwards what a defect is, some defects in the aromas, then we have virgin olive oil. Both extra virgin and virgin olive oil are produced with no chemicals added into it. So they are a natural fruit juice, okay, only created through pressing. Now, in cases where things go wrong, and in production, sometimes a lot of things can go the wrong way, we produce what is called Lambante oil. It is called Lambante because it was used originally to light up the lamps. So this category is not edible according to European Union standards, and it has to go through the refinement process, a chemical and thermically intensive process with high temperatures, hexane involved, to decolorize, deodorize the mixture, and then to add to that, add a percentage of extra virgin olive oil and circulate into the market as olive oil. So this is a refined olive oil. Okay, when you see it on the bottle, it might have a photograph of an olive. It is a product of the olive, but has gone through refinement. So to sum it up, extra virgin olive oil is a fruit juice, the juice of the olive fruit. Okay, it has high nutritional value. It is rich in vitamins and antioxidants and amazing aromas. So think of it like your orange juice. You want fresh oranges to give you an amazing, healthy, nutritious orange juice. You want healthy and happy olives to give you an amazing extra virgin olive oil. Now, to identify an extra virgin olive oil, we need two things. We need to have a very good chemical analysis according to specific standards. Okay, I'm not going to go into the numbers. And we need an organoleptic analysis. Now, the word organoleptic sounds fancy, but it basically describes the sensory analysis, the tasting test. And what we're looking at this, and why do we need to do it? We're looking at tasting to analyze the extra virgin olive oil, because bad practices, bad agricultural practices, bad harvesting practices, bad milling production practices, bad storage practices can create such conditions that will pass defects to the olive oil. And these defects are developed in the smell and flavor of the olive oil. Therefore, if it is tested and it has been found to have a defect, you can no longer circulate it into the market as extra virgin olive oil. So this is the importance of having an organoleptic sensory analysis in your olive oil. Now, we're now tasting to see the personality of an extra virgin olive oil. What is it that we're looking for? We're looking for 3 basic positive attributes. First of all, the fruitiness. It is a fruit, the olive. So the olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil, is a fruit juice. So it has to smell fruity. And when we say fruity, we mean aromas of nature, of freshness, of vegetables, of fruits, of almonds, of nuts, of peppers, of sweet fruits, okay, of herbs. Then we're looking to find a bitterness, because it is a bitter fruit. If you catch it actually from the olive tree and try to eat it, it's very bitter. So there has to be a bitterness in your extra virgin olive oil. And we're also looking for pungency. That is the peppery, a bit stingy or burning sensation that you feel through the back of your mouth towards your throat. The bitterness and pungency are the result of antioxidants, okay, and phenolic content. Of course, no defects for extra virgin olive oil. Let's look into it a bit more in detail. The fruitiness is the sum, the set of your olfactory sensation, the smells, basically. It depends on the variety of the olive, okay? Different olive varieties will give you different smells, and that is the majestic thing about having different extra virgin olive oils. And also it depends on the time of your harvest. If I have an olive tree that has green olives, okay, I will get more green fruity aromas, closer to vegetables, grass, leaves. If I get my olives when they're more mature, as they're changing color, you see in this color sequence, they're more ripe in fruitiness, sweeter aromas going on. So we're using the sense of smell to identify the aromas of extra virgin olive oil. And these are volatile. It means that they tend to fly off the body of the extra virgin olive oil and into our nose. Some aromas, as I told you also before, are almonds, nuts, tomato, ripe or unripe tomato. Tomato stem, it has a different smell, and you can actually practice your sense of smell by smelling some of the vegetables, the fruits, the food that you find around you at home, at the supermarket, at an open fruit market, for example. Okay, we can find aromas of artichoke, of fresh cut grass, of leaves, olive leaves, lemon, citrus, green apple, banana peel, slightly different aromas. In bitterness and pungency now, the bitterness is main characteristic of green olives or slightly changing color, okay? We can identify it in the V of our mouth, okay, on our tongue. And we have then the pungency, that is the biting sensation, that is also the result of unripe green olives or slightly changing color. This is identified throughout the mouth cavity and especially towards your throat. So we're using the sense of taste to identify the flavors of extra virgin olive oil, which are developed and given to us through the phenolic content. Okay, so sense of smell for fruitiness and aromas, sense of taste for the flavors and phenolic content and antioxidants. Another sense that we're using is the sense of touch. How? Because once the olive oil is in our mouth, we are feeling its texture, its viscosity, how full body or more liquidy it is. Now that plays no role in the evaluation of the olive oil, but still it is a sense that we use. The sense that we do not use is sight. This is the main reason why the official tasting glass for olive oil evaluation is either, I don't know, can you see it? Is either cobalt blue or red. It is designed in such a way to prevent the taster from actually seeing the color of the olive oil. And that is because the color of the olive oil is not an indicator of quality. It might look nice, and we might think that, it looks green, this must be very fresh, or this olive oil looks very golden, it must be very special. But we want to avoid personal bias, and for this reason, officially, the tasting glasses are either blue or red. For more fun and for hedonistic tastings, as we say, we might use transparent glasses where you can see the color of the olive oil, just to have the fun and use all the senses. Okay, now how to taste an olive oil. The first thing that we have to do is take the glass at the palm of our hand with the lid that it has on it, or cover it with our hand. Okay, I don't know if you can see me on the camera as well, apart from the presentation. Can you see me on the camera as well as I'm doing the demo?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we take it at the palm of our hand and give it a swirl and twist. The reason we do that is because we want, through friction, to heat it up a bit and warm it. The ideal temperature for olive oil tasting is at 28 degrees. But of course, we're not in a sterile laboratory environment where we use a device to heat it up. We're out enjoying our tasting. So through friction, we're going to warm it up a bit. We are covering it with our hand or the watch glass or the lid that the cap has, because as we said before, the aromas are volatile. It means that they want to fly off. So as they're heated up, they fly off from the body of the olive oil, but remain inside the tasting cup because we have it covered until we are ready to uncover it and sniff it, okay, to identify the aromas. So we're going to give it some love and rub it a bit. We're doing a demonstration at the same time for you guys. Once it's ready, remain calm, focused. We open up our hand and start smelling while approaching. Usually, the more the fruitiness, the bigger the distance between my nose and the glass that I find the aroma. So it smells a lot. If it has lower grade of fruitiness, then I need to dip my nose inside the cup more. So we have a scale to quantify how intensively the fruitiness is, how much it smells, from 0 to 10. Have delicate oils that range between 0 and 3, 3.5. We have more medium olive oils that range between 3.5 and 6, 6.5. And then we have robust olive oils that are from 7 onwards. So usually when you smell it at this distance, you're starting with a 3 to 4 on your scale, okay? So the next step that we are going to do is take a sip, like a teaspoon, 5 ml, take a sip and hold it in our mouth. Don't be quick to swallow it. Don't be quick to, okay? Hold it in your mouth. Try to circulate it a bit and see the texture and see the bitterness. After you do that, you will close your teeth and you will inhale some air like this. There's no embarrassment in this. Inhale some oxygen like this to help circulate the aromas between your mouth and your nose through the retronasal canal, because they communicate, okay? And you will notice the bitterness and then gradually, slowly swallow to notice the pungency. So after warming it up, it should look like this. Do you see me? Everyone, can you see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, it should look like this. And down. So I'm using nose for fruitiness and mouth for bitterness and pungency. Again, fruitiness, bitterness, pungency. Okay, like 3 stages in your whole system of nose and mouth. Let's give it a shot when we're ready with the samples all together when we start. The value of olive oil tasting is very, very important. First of all, We can identify the differences in personalities. We can have amazing extra virgin olive oils of different producers, of different varieties, but because they're all high quality, each one will give you a spark, its own expression and its own identity. If we do not know how to appreciate an extra virgin olive oil, we are actually missing out on these amazing personalities. So a reason we do that is so that we can understand the extra virgin olive oil that we are consuming. Another reason that we're doing that, and it is super important, is to be educated consumers. This means that when we are in front of many olive oils at the shelf, we know what to look for, we know how to evaluate them, and we can understand what it means. Mechanical means only with the pressing, it is a natural fruit juice. What it means, cold extraction, low temperatures, the nutritional value, all this ends up to your education as consumers. So an educated consumer will always make more educated and quality-oriented choices, and therefore you will be changing your lifestyle gradually. Then we elevate our gastronomy. Extra virgin olive oil has amazing aromas, and the bitterness and the pungency can really elevate and showcase food that you're making. We're talking about extra virgin olive oil all the time, but it is never the protagonist of the dish. The protagonist of the dish is always whatever it is that you're cooking and you want to communicate to your audience, be it your family, your customers at the restaurant, your children, your friends. For example, you might have a fine fish, which is a delicate food, and it is an expensive food. If you pour over it the wrong or a spoiled olive oil, you ruined it. If you pour over it a high quality extra virgin olive oil, you have showcased it, you have made it shine, and everyone will be, using only one ingredient. So it's never the protagonist, but it is the hidden ace that you can use to make everything taste and smell better and more well-binded in your dish. Of course, it improves our wellness and our health because it is not the calories that it gives us, it's the nutritional content. Empty calories you can find anywhere, in a soda, in a processed food, it's very easy. But calories, energy that is nutritious and helps your body actually improve and protect itself against oxidation and inflammations and other diseases, it's not easy to find. And extra virgin olive oil is your ally in that. So you combine healthy and tasty, so you don't have to miss out on any of the two. And finally, for the professionals and the chefs, we're looking for innovation in a dish. We're looking to combine different materials. So having a high quality extra virgin olive oil can help you create a dish that people will experience, forever remember, because your gastronomy is something that stays with you. When you go travel somewhere and you eat something, you will always remember, it was amazing, or it was horrible. So in professional cooking, extra virgin olive oil is your ally to innovate through combining different cuisines, combining different materials, and actually create something so unique that other people will not be able to forget it. And that is very, very important. So olive oil tasting is a life-changing experience. You can explore it with us. We have a Facebook group, Know Your Olive Oil, and you can follow us at Olosofia. And without further ado, we will start with our olive oil tasting session. Please use the processes that I told you. We're starting with fruitiness, bitterness, pungency, these three characteristics: nose, mouth, and again, mouth towards the throat, right? And I will just leave you with one challenge after all this has finished. Please remember that your wealth is your health, and vice versa. Your health is your wealth. And the challenge is to use a high quality extra virgin olive oil with any dish that you want to make, one that you already make for many years, but you want to see how it tastes differently with extra virgin olive oil, or another dish that you want to experiment with and just create it from scratch. Okay, taste it, invite your friends over, see what their reaction is, and upload it and tag Olosofia and the Polytechnic School to see the effects and the results. I'm sure that you're going to love the experience. I'm sure that you're going to feel the difference in your gastronomy and in your tasting. And thank you very much. On we go with the olive oil tasting. I believe the first one now to go is Mr. Dabasinas or Emilia?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think we're getting. But they cannot hear me. Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Really
we can hear you,
apologize about
Dimitris.
that. We've got some technical challenges. Thank you, Mariana. That's fantastic, incredibly wonderful. I've heard you doing that
My
2 or 3
pleasure.
times, and every time I kind of wow, it's so interesting. I think we had a question from Michelle that she wanted to ask about the color, and while did you want to ask about the color? Okay. Anybody has got any questions?
Hello, I thought we look at the color of olive oil in order to tell the quality.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for your question. Well, that might have been the case in previous years, but all the research now has shown that the color is no longer an indicator of the quality. When I produce my extra virgin olive oil from more unripe, early harvested olives that are richer in chlorophyll, it tends to be greener, okay? Or if I go to more ripe harvest, there is more carotene in it, so it goes towards a yellowish color. And also the variety plays a role. Some varieties give you more yellowish, some varieties give you more greenish. That is why they have found that it is no longer connected with quality. It does help you feel more biased or more ready that, this is going to be very fresh, or this is going to be very bad, but that no longer is the case. Hence, the tasting cups, that officially have blue or red color.
Thank you so much. Any more questions? Anybody has got questions, or should we go on the tasting? We go on the tasting. Some people are desperate to taste some olive oil, and so much the better. So
That's
who's
good.
going first? What do you have on the program? I haven't got the program with me. Is that Pantelis going first, or is that Dimitris and Emilia?
I think it is Dimitris and Emilia.
It's
Well,
Dimitris and Emilia.
Dimitris and Emilia. Here we go. Emilia,
Well,
Dimitris.
thank you very much. Distinguished
Hi.
guests, distinguished friends. Nice to see you again. I am Dimitris Dambasinas, representing Hellenic Fine Oils on this panel. This is not going to be a very long presentation. I'm pretty sure everyone is waiting for the main course, and Emilia will start with that following my short presentation. First of all, I would like to thank the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, the School of Hotel and Tourism Management, and in particular, Professor Dimitris Buhalis, for hosting this event and for inviting us 3 o'clock in the morning on that particular night that he mentioned earlier. So without further ado, let me just share my screen with you. I hope this doesn't turn into my worst nightmare. Okay, well, and here we are. Okay, so let's briefly talk about Hellenic Fine Oils, HFO thereafter. Well, HFO is a subsidiary of one of the largest food groups in Greece, Soya Mills Group. It's a group with a total turnover of approximately 280 to 300 million dollars. Soya Mills, the mother company, engages in trading of food commodities, as well as it is a crushing plant, crushing and producing seed oils and meal, which goes to produce animal feed. So what is Hellenic Fine Oils in this group? Hellenic Fine Oils is the bottling arm of this group. It bottles seed oils that gets from soya mills, as well as all kinds of olive oils that come mainly from the Peloponnese and mainly from Laconia and Messenia regions of the Peloponnese. So we take pride in being major suppliers of key accounts, both in Greece and abroad, in both branded and private labeling products. The most important, the flagship, I would say, brand that is present in the overseas market is Sparta Gold, talking about extra virgin olive oil, which is being sold at the moment in 35 countries in 5 continents. It is present in Hong Kong, represented by Levant Foods. And I forgot to say that the factory where we produce all these good products is located in Corinth, 80 kilometers southwest of Athens. And we own 5 production lines that produce all these seed oils and olive oils with an annual capacity of around 30,000 tons. But I will not bore you to death with other details like this. I should stress that quality is our main drive. Our company has been certified with the International Food Standard, IFS, and 22,000 ISO for many years now. And we're very proud that very recently we acquired the ESG certification ethos well before the competition and well before the landmark date of 2030, when it will be compulsory, I should say. So without further ado, I would like to pass the microphone and the floor to Emilia for what we have all been waiting for, tasting of olive oil. Thank you very much.
Hello. My name is Emilia Rigakou. I'm R&D manager at Hellenic Fine Oils. Well, first of all, olive oil is a liquid food, a tasteful dressing, and a nutraceutical product. Mariana told us many details for this product. I would like to tell you that time has passed since the extra virgin olive oil sent to Hong Kong. I mean Sparta Gold and Sparta Bio. Olive oil is alive and aging. As a result, it loses a part of its fruitiness, bitterness, and pungency. Sparta Gold is our main exported product. It is about and awarded in olive taste competitions. Olive oil is a tradition here in Greece, and more specifically, Sparta Gold. It's from Koroneiki. It's mainly from Koroneiki olive variety, blended with Manaki and Athinolia, Chunati. Let's taste it. That's Mariana's salt. No defect.
Dimitri, you are muted.
So this is the number 1, the Sparta Gold, coming from Sparta area in Laconia, south of Greece, Sparta.
Well, it has fruitiness from the nose. Its fruitiness is 3.5 when we bottled it. Okay, and let's taste it. It has a pungent 3.3. It causes a little throat in our under our mouth. It's a bit different. It's not spicy. It's pungent, and it has bitter. You can feel it in our tongue. And well, smell, fruitiness, okay, but which is its smell? Smells a bit grass. So Mariana, a bit grass and a bit almond, I think, but I feel that it has a bit tomato.
Grass.
Mariana?
Sorry, there was a delay, Emilia, and I heard you with a little bit of delay. Yes, grass, tomato. The fruitiness is a very welcoming, is a very fresh sensation, like walking out in nature, even though it is not very intense. It is not the intensity that makes a high quality olive oil. Okay, different varieties, different intensities. But here, the fruitiness is obvious, okay? It's like walking in nature. You can smell green grass, leaves, tomato, like almond. Try to think. Your sense of memory and your sense of smell are two senses that are very much linked. So when something happens, your smell registers it. So when you smell something, you might remember, it reminds me of a time when I went with my family in a field and it smelled like that, for example.
Yes, exactly. Okay. It's a typical smell of Greek extra virgin olive oil because it has mainly Koroneiki. And let's continue with the second one. Our organic extra virgin olive oil. Sparta Bio, according to international organic production standards, absence of pesticides during the cultivation, and its only variety is Koroneiki from Sparta. It's organoleptically excellent. Let's taste it. No defect. Fruitiness, more fruitiness, because it's an unripe extra virgin olive oil. It is pungent too, more pungent, and my throat. It's sensitive. Sorry, and it has bitterness too. I'd like to explain you that pungency is due to oleocanthal. Oleocanthal is the main phenol of extra virgin olive oil, oleo plus acanthus, oleocanthal. Oleocanthal give us the pungency, and the bitterness is due to other phenols like oleoeuropean elliptoside aglycons, the other phenols which gave us the sensation of bitterness, good bitterness, not the bitterness like other drugs gave us, but bitterness, because the drugs are bitter, but a more tasteful bitterness, the bitterness of coffee, the bitterness of cacao, not the bad bitterness of drugs, the main drugs. Would you like to continue with the Sparta essences or later?
Emilia, may I add something here?
Yes.
Because you described it very nicely with oleocanthal, acanthus. Acanthus in Greek in ancient Greek, was the name for the sting. So this is why you feel a stingy, like here sensation. So everything is connected. And as you very well said, it has more green aromas because it is a more early harvest, unripe olives. This gives a better stability because it is richer in antioxidants. As very well said, unfortunately, time, contrary to what happens with wines, time is a major enemy for extra virgin olive oil. It ages like we do, and no one can avoid that, unfortunately. So the oleocanthal, the stingy sensation, is immediately linked with antioxidants. So you want to feel some of it in your olive oil.
When you taste an extra virgin olive oil, which has pungency and bitterness, you can choose it because for your food or for your food supplement in the morning, because it is better than other extra virgin olive oils because it has antioxidants, as Mariana said before. So we like pungency, we like bitterness, and we prefer this extra virgin olive oil for our food, for our health. Would you like to continue with Sparta essences, or I could continue later? Whatever you want.
I think
We are going
Padelis
to
is bringing the Navarino icons,
Yes.
the third one on the. But guys, you can try apple to clean your palate, and you can have some water, so you can see the
from one
difference, right?
sample to another. Mr. Buhalis, may I input something, because
Yeah.
they come as it goes.
Yeah.
If I may, thank you. You will notice that when consuming a high quality extra virgin olive oil, despite the fact that you had oil in your mouth, it does not leave you with a greasy, bad sensation. It leaves a nice aftertaste and a relatively clean mouth cavity. So this is also an indicator for quality, leaving your mouth clean. Of course, you want to refresh it when moving from one sample to the other so that everything is more neutral and ready to accept the new sample. Okay. And for Chef Simon, I would like you to communicate to us how you see the bitterness and the pungency that Emilia presented in their own samples, how you feel them changing once you put it into your food, any food that you're creating, later on as you build up your dishes.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
It's also new for me, guys, even though you see me standing here with a chef's jacket on. The inclusion of olive oil sort of through culinary sort of ideas and stuff has changed so much over the years. So for me also, it's a nice journey to understand sort of the different complexities of all the olive oils and how I can match them up with various foods, not to overpower, but more to complement, like you mentioned earlier. So that is also my challenge.
Let's have Padelis. Let's have Padelis, and Padelis is going to. So for those two, you can find them in Welcome, and you can find them in Marketplace or from Levant. This one is Navarino Icons, Messinia, nearby Kalamata, and Padelis is going to introduce them in a minute. And you find them in City Super in Hong Kong. Okay, it costs about 100 Hong Kong dollars. This bottle, this half a kilo, half a liter.
Yes.
And it's the best present you can take to a friend. Some of my friends have benefited from this. Padelis.
Thank you, Dimitri, and thank you, for the University of Hong Kong and Professor Dimitris Buhalis for giving us the opportunity to spread the word and share the knowledge and tell you a little bit about the secrets of olive oil and why we think that it is the best olive oil in the world and how and why we are so crazy about it, using it everywhere in all our dishes. Just a few words. I will not tire you with the presentation. Greca Icons was established back in 2012. We have our 10-year anniversary this year. It is a part of a larger group, Temes Group, that is responsible for this beautiful hotel area that we have in Costa Navarino in southwestern Peloponnese in Messenia. Our philosophy is to make people know about the heritage and the tradition and the importance of healthy and quality food that is the base of the Mediterranean diet, and try to spread the word and make more people know why we should try to get the food and prepare the food from nature and try to avoid cooked processed food that we can find everywhere, unfortunately, in the market. We believe that together with the synergies and the team spirit, we can guide our workplace and partnership environment. We are very much on that. Our ethos is to select our partners and associates and our suppliers with common values that we have, so that we can create a team that can share all this passion that is incorporated in our product. The knowledge and experience that we are acquired through all these years is something that we try also to inform our partners and try to make them increase their knowledge and through best practices create the best possible products that we can produce for you. And through that, with innovation like nitrogen being induced in the stainless steel tanks that we preserve olive oil, is something that we can help us preserve and have quality olive oil that can last for as long as the shelf life, which is, just to give you the idea, 18 months for the olive oil that we will taste today. For the production, we are using traditional methods and standards and all the guidelines provided by the ISOs that we have, also the BRC and IFS that we follow in our certifications. We use authentic products for the production of and raw materials for the production of our products, and this is the basis of our values and what we try to keep and preserve and maintain through the history of Greca Icons. Today we will try the Navarino Icons half-a-liter bottle, and just to let you know that yesterday we got informed that we won a silver award in the Italy International Olive Oil Competition. So we are very lucky to try something that was awarded with a silver award. Later on, we will try the olives in jars with extra virgin olive oil, of course. And the last part will be with some biscuits that we will try to sweeten up the whole tasting thing, and it will help us clean our palate as well. As Professor Buhalis said, we are in City Super. You can find our products in City Super, but also we export our products in Germany, in Poland, in the UK, in Netherlands, and in the United States of America. And also we are trying to explore possibilities in Canada. We are in partnership with Air Canada and a lot of other places around the world. So without any delays for the presentation, let's go to the protagonist, which is the tasting of the olive oil that we will do today. So we will use the cup as Mariana very well said, and we'll try to warm it up. This is Koroneiki monocultivar variety that was harvested in Messenia area from century-old trees, just like the ones you see. It's our own olive grove around the Costa Navarino area. And we harvest them in late October, so the olives are green and full of the flavors that we will taste and the utmost bitterness and spiciness that you can have when you have early harvest green and mature olives. The olives are taken to the mill within 2 hours from harvesting. This is a very important thing, as Mariana was saying, because everything that can ruin the olive production of 360 days of painstaking work from the farmers can be destroyed if the correct steps, the best practices are not followed exactly as they are supposed to be followed. So they are taken within 2 hours and they are malaxed about 20 minutes in the malaxer. That means that by using also low temperatures, 22, 23 degrees Celsius, and just 20 minutes of malaxation, you get the best of the olive oil you can get. If you keep it running, the machine, the equipment for longer, you could have more olive oil, but the quality starts to decrease. So I think that we have warmed up long enough and we can try to smell the fruitiness, one of the 3 positive and quality characteristics provided not only by Mariana, but from the International Olive Oil Council. So fruitiness will be detected through the nose, and it will remind you, since you have never been in an olive press, of the sensation when you smell the fresh cut grass or the smell of the countryside after a sudden rain, just like that you have in Hong Kong right now. Close your eyes and try to smell and detect the fruitiness. As we mentioned, the further away you can detect the first notes of fruitiness, the higher the points it would get in the National Olive Oil Competition. Fruitiness is the very first sensation that we get through the mouth. If you dig your nose in, you can detect also the complexity of the aromas. It's another important factor that you should have, not just cut grass, as we say, but also other flavors. So you can detect chamomile, tomato, red apple, and banana, and a little bit of artichoke. So the complexity is a very important thing when you try the fruitiness in the olive oil. Now we will try to drink some olive oil. So as we mentioned, 5 ml, just a teaspoon, no more than that, because it will be burning your throat. Have it in your mouth. Inhale the air. So it's not easy talking at the same time. So you can detect the bitterness and try to exhale through the nose only to activate the retronasal part, the back part of your nose, to feel also the fruitiness in your mouth. The bitterness is at the side and back of your tongue. Now I swallow. Nothing happens. Wait for a couple of seconds, and then this warm feeling, this warm sensation in the upper part of the throat, not at the lower part. The lower part would be a defect. The upper part of the throat gives you a warm sensation. And this is, as we said, the pungency. This is the anti-inflammatory action of the olive oil. We need a lot of anti-inflammatory action through this pungency to fight inflammations and help and support the heart and the whole system. Bitterness, on the other hand, is oleacin. I will not call it in any other way. I will use the easy phrase of the polyphenol, oleacin, and this is the antioxidant part. We need a lot of antioxidants in order to fight back the free radicals and all the toxic particles that we have in our body through bad eating habits, through stress, anxiety, and these antioxidants help us support our body system even further. Okay. Any comments on that? Or questions?
It's true. Oleacein is the most antioxidant phenol of extra virgin olive oil.
Mhm.
It's the main phenol of my thesis, but I would like to tell you in another festival about this and the isolation of this important antioxidant substance.
Antioxidant is a is a very important element that we need to have. It has anti-aging properties for the ladies. It helps your skin. Just to let you know, in ancient Greece, men and women were rubbing olive oil on their skin to keep it, young, and women were rubbing olive oil on their hair to be shiny and healthy. I wish I knew that earlier because, as you see, but I have a problem with my hair.
It's true, and Dioscurides told that the omphakinon, he meant omphakinon means bitter and pungent. The omphakinon olive oil. He meant the unripe extra virgin olive oil, which taste was pungent and bitter. He said that this type of extra virgin olive oil was anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. And he said to his patient to use it for the headache and toothache. He had noticed the inflammatory effect of this type of extra virgin olive oil from ancient times.
Exactly, and for earache as well. And there are a lot of recipes from Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, more than 75 recipes based on olive oil. And we all know that he was saying that food is your recipe, food is your medicine, and medicine is your food. This is a very well known line from Hippocrates. And we also know that from studies, olive oil can regulate your sugar level. And so you can regulate diabetes from that and avoid having diabetes of type B, for example. And also they have seen that from studies, it helps memory, it helps the neurons in the brain activity, and also regulates, and even though it's a fat, as we know, it has the ability of lowering the bad cholesterol, LDL, and help increase HDL. And because LDL tries and goes to, is accumulated in the arteries and vessels of in our body, LDL accumulates in the areas where inflammation is there. And then it blocks the artery and we have coronary disease. We have a lot of lateral aggregation, and we have a lot of difficulties in the heart. The olive oil also helps keep flexible these arteries, meaning that the heart can pump blood easier with this elasticity, and it also gives all the nutrients to be passed through the circulatory system in all parts of our body. So there are a lot of things that we can discuss about olive oil and how healthy it is, but we also need to spread the word about if it is good for frying or not. It is the best method and fat one can use when trying deep frying, because it can withstand heat much better compared to vegetable oils. And this is what people do not know, and they have this misconception that olive oil is not good for frying. Olive oil is the best method because it can withstand heat up to 210, 215 degrees Celsius, and it has the highest smoking point of top quality olive oils and oils you can find.
It's about a very huge discussion, and I'd like to I'd like
I'm
to
just,
have
you know,
discussion, with you.
passing the seed.
I belong to the laboratory of Professor Makiatis, and all of my studies is about chemistry of extra virgin olive oil and phenolic extra virgin olive oil. Now, I will present my thesis in 1 to 2 months. My opinion is that we can use phenolic or simple extra virgin olive oil for our health, and for frying, we could cook with olive oil or pomace olive oil, because it has oleic acid too. They have oleic acid too, and it's a pity to destroy phenols, because phenols are antioxidant for us, but concurrently are antioxidants for the extra virgin olive oil. So when we fry with an extra virgin olive oil, we destroy these substances. It's my opinion.
Yes, I agree. They are very delicate and sensitive. However, if they are in abundance, they can protect oxidation through high heat. And if I may add this, we should never put a price tag, because it has to do with how much expensive olive oil is when you try to deep fry in food. It has to do with the price, but we should never put a price tag in our health. Just a friendly suggestion about the olive oil that we have tried today. As a usage suggestion in the kitchen, you can use it in steamed vegetables and stewed shrimps. If I can add also rice, which is something that in Hong Kong it is a very favorable dish, if I'm not mistaken.
May I add something here, because we tasted 3 different samples. Thank you, Emilia. Thank you, Pantelis. All 3 of them were Koroneiki variety. But what I would like to communicate to our audience is that despite the fact that it is the same variety, it were 3 different samples. So you experienced 3 different aromas and flavors, right? This shows how unique every extra virgin olive oil is, because something that plays a role is the microclimate, the local terrain, the local weather conditions, and the practices applied. So one variety will develop its characteristics within a framework always, but could be a bit different from area 1 compared to area 2, or season 1 and season 2. Okay, that's why it's not easy to answer the question, what is the best olive oil? If it's produced in high quality, it's amazing. Then we also have the preference factor. It's like asking you which wine is the best. Cabernet, Syrah, this is personal preference as well. So that would be from my side.
I'm just asking our audience if they've got some feedback. Has anyone, which oil so far do you guys find is preferable? Do you guys have a preference? 2, okay. Any hands for 1? How did you go with the 1, guys? Yeah, okay, good. And what about, and 2, I saw there was a preference for 2. And number 3, where is Professor Buhalis? He will be holding his hand very highly, I'm sure, with number 3. Yeah, I enjoyed number 3 as well. I found that for me, the sort of the texture in my mouth, I found number 2 to be a little bit more thick. I'm not so sure. I'm not a olive oil sommelier, but I found this one to be a little bit more thicker in my mouth, the viscosity of this one. But again, very subjective. I found number 3 very easygoing. I found it very flavorful, very mild. The first one was really sort of crispy and green. That's sort of the flavor I smelled. What about everyone else? Has anyone else got any feedback? I'm just trying to prompt some feedback here, guys, to see what we feel like in Hong Kong on this rainy day. Yes, Pearl. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll bring the mic around to Pearl. One moment.
Thank you. I love all of them very much. And I think number 3 have very distinctive character. And especially when the ending part in your mouth and then the finish part. And also I found this kind of olive oil is very good just for salad dressing or something very light and can show the special character of each olive oil. I think it's very, very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Pearl. Yeah, I think it's a preference, right? I think it's whether or not you
Thank
want
you for
to
your comments.
cook with it or put it on a salad. I'm a bit in the way of extra virgin oil is something that I've always kept on the side to put on my salad or to put in those sort of things. I think pomace oil has always been on my section for cooking. I've very seldom used extra virgin olive oil for cooking. Maybe it is a price point factor, but I also find that it becomes, I don't know, it's just my ideal. I find the extra virgin olive oil, when you cook with it, becomes more bitter in a negative sort of perspective than in the pomace oil. But again, I'm learning with you guys as well. So hopefully today I'll pick up some hints and tricks from all of you. All right. So where are we up to?
Just an addition about what you said about when you cook, the food becomes more bitter. It has to do with, as we said, the antioxidants that are prevailing in the extra virgin olive oil of top quality. They migrate into the food that you are cooking. So if the vegetables had already their own antioxidants, you add up the antioxidants that migrate into the food, and this is health we're talking about. Anti-aging properties, as we said, fighting free radicals. We should try to incorporate more bitter tastes in our food. This is why bitter chocolate, and especially of high percentage of 88, 90, 92%, my favorite, 92%, they are considered healthier chocolates because exactly it has to do with the amount of antioxidants that we should incorporate in our daily dosage.
Chef Simone, if I may add, and to everyone else, but Elise really covered me because I also had that in mind, but I would like to give some inspirational hints that you could try extra virgin olive oil in your baking. You could try extra virgin olive oil to complement soft dishes with a more delicate olive oil, or you could try to contrast and tone down intense flavors, such as, for example, you can combine a bitter chocolate with extra virgin olive oil, or you can combine grapefruit or orange or lemon, something acidic with extra virgin olive oil. You'll see that it tones it down. It makes it very well rounded and polished to become more welcoming in terms of flavor, smell, and texture in your mouth. So it takes some time to experiment and play and be very open-minded with it, but you can actually use it everywhere. So just to give you some ideas.
Okay, and one final point, regardless that it can withstand heat for high heat cooking, deep frying is not preferred choice of cooking methods. And we do really want to taste the authentic aromatic of olive oil. And during high heat cooking, as we know that, a lot of nutrients get lost, especially some of the antioxidants in our liquid gold. So use it in baking or drizzle over a salad or just light steaming can do. Moving on to our next oil.
We're now going to, according to the schedule, I don't know if Bridget is there, with Emilia to go now through the flavored oils. The floor is yours, Emilia.
Well, I would like to say that extra virgin olive oil is suitable for cooking. I told before about the frying, but the cooking is more mild, so it's specific. And of course, there are vegetables like tomato which need olive oil in order to extract it, in order to extract the lycopene, a very specific and healthy vitamin, which is an antioxidant too. If you consume tomato without olive oil, you cannot take the lycopene. Well, let's continue with our Sparta essences. Sparta essences are high nutritional and delicious to extra virgin olive oils. It's different from, they are different from Sparta Gold and Sparta Bio because the main taste is the essential oil or the lipoextract which is inside them. So, Hellenic fine oils innovate in the taste of olive oil, replacing the extraction of herbs in them with qualitative and quantitatively certified essential oils and lipoextracts. They are standardized products with a standard composition and standard taste. They have, of course, standard organoleptic characteristics, and they are about nutraceuticals and functional foods too. More specifically, Sparta essences Greek oregano. This product is rich in carvacrol. Carvacrol is a phenol too. It gives the olive oil a spicy, not pungent, and spicy and bitter taste. Carvacrol is very antioxidant and antimicrobial too. In Greece, we like a special salad which name is dakos. Dakos is a toasted bread, paksimadi in Greek language, with tomato and cheese. This type of our extra virgin olive oil, Sparta essences Greek oregano, is specific for this salad because you do not use extra virgin olive oil and oregano. It combines olive oil and oregano too inside. The second one is Sparta essences Greek basil. It's rich in linalool and it has sweet and bitter taste. Linalool gives to the essential oil of basil their antimicrobial and a relaxant property. It's specific for tomato sauce. And another one is Sparta essences lemon. This is rich in citral. Citral is a very, very antioxidant substance. You can feel a sour taste, and you are going to taste ready ladolemono in Greek language. I mean olive oil with lemon. It's specific for dishes which contain fish. Sparta essences lemon does not have two faces because it isn't lemon juice and extra virgin olive oil. It's about essential oil of lemon inside in our extra virgin olive oil. Well, Sparta essence is garlic. It's about olive extract in olive oil. It's spicy and it's a specific product because when you consume it, you will not feel the usual aftertaste of garlic. Garlic enhances the protection of the upper respiratory system, and this product is specific because you can avoid sauteing, and as a result, olive oil is not going to be destroyed. Sparta essence is garlic is a ready product for your recipes. When your recipes start with sauteing garlic in a pan with extra virgin olive oil. The other one is Sparta essence is chili. It's rich in capsaicin, a very spicy. This is the difference between spicy from capsaicin in your tongue, in your mouth, with the pungent of oleocanthal. Chili gives us the spicy taste. Oleocanthal gives us the pungent taste. Sparta essence is chili is a very digestive, and consuming this product in your dishes, you can control the intensity of spicy. You can measure the intensity of spicy in order to have a stable, a standardized recipe. What other one? I think that you do not have this product. It's a new product. The Sparta essence is white truffle. It is a liquid extract, white truffle in olive oil too. It has a spicy. It has a very combined taste, which combines taste from garlic, from whiskey. It's very different, and it has a high nutritional value. Contains amino acids. It contains phenols. It contains aromas, and it's specific for risotto or pastas. Thank you for your attention. These were our Sparta essences. They are specific products for gastronomy, and concurrently they give us more nutritional value. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emilia. That's wonderful. Did you like this? Yeah? You never thought that olive oil is so complex, right? And you never thought that there'll be so many different aspects to olive oil. Okay, now, for those of you who have not eaten the olives yet, Emily has eaten the olives, so she cannot sample the olives because the olives have disappeared, but hopefully we'll get here some more olives. We've got Pantelis coming back to talk about the olives, which is basically what you press to get the olive oil, and these wonderful Navarino biscuits that Crystal loved. Where is Crystal? Crystal stole the biscuits and she went to the marketplace to get some biscuits. Okay, but Pantelis, would you like to introduce the olives and the Kalamata olives? And guys, this is what they come in. You buy them like that. I think there's about 110 Hong Kong dollars in City Super. This is the best olive oils you'll ever have. They're coming from trust me, I'm coming from Kalamata. I've had a lot of olive oils in my life. I don't know where these guys are getting them from, but the best olives ever, ever, ever. Okay.
They come from Kalamata, but just give me 2 seconds.
Okay. So those of you who had your Kalamata olives and you'd like some more, Haley may have a little bit of extra to give you. And there's some nice biscuits that they're going around. So this is how you find them. They're 200 grams. And what Buhalis is going to tell you is to throw away the olive oil that's in there. I'm going to tell you that my mother would never do this. My mother, you use the oil from in there for the salad as well. You can drain it fantastically well. Yeah. So if you buy this, don't throw away the olive oil that's in there. Use it for your salad. Do you know what's a Greek salad? Anybody has seen a Greek salad? You know what it is? Okay, I can see the foreigners saying, yeah. I can see a lot of the Chinese colleagues that they say, I don't know. You basically take very nice tomatoes, onions, cucumber, tomato, cucumber, onion, feta cheese, and peppers. You chop them as you like. The chef will tell you thousands of different ways to do it, but it doesn't make any difference. You can chop it the way you like, big, small, whatever, and then put some, this is what we call the Greek caviar. Because, so go to the market, get some nicely ripe tomatoes, cucumber, onion, pepper, ideally some Greek feta cheese, the white cheese.
It's not white cheese. Not white cheese, Greek feta coming from sheep and goat cheese, not from cow's milk. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well said.
Okay. Ask the cheese, are you from a cow or are you from a, yeah, exactly. But you'll find some Greek feta cheese, you'll find in all the supermarkets here. And put some of olive oil from here, plus the olives. And thank me later, okay? Yeah. You can send me an email to Professor Buhalis, say thank you. This is the best thing ever. Or if you like to impress your boyfriend, your girlfriend, this is a very easy thing to cook. And you serve it with grilled bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best dinner ever, best lunch. Breakfast, I wouldn't know. Do you agree as an nutritionist?
Professor Buhalis,
Buhalis.
What you have just, yes, what you have just described is it's not just a starter as a salad. It's a full meal, full of nutrition, and it will give a whole different idea of what tasty food looks like and tastes like. So we will try today Kalamata olives, and just to have a misconception being taken away, olives from Kalamata are not used for Kalamata extra virgin olive oil. Kalamata extra virgin olive oil uses Koroneiki variety. Okay, so there are two different types of olives. Today we will try the Kalamata olives that are chocolate brown to darker color. They used to be greener, but they mature on the tree. They are sun-kissed. I like this expression, just like the sun that you see in the background. On the tree, they mature on the tree, absorbing all the nutrients from the ground and the salty air from the area around it, and they become these very, very tasty olives. Don't go and attack the olive because it has the stone. It's not pitted, it has the stone inside. So you have to swallow, chew it, and spit out the stone. What you have in a Kalamata olive is it is a fruit that it is full of, again, antioxidants, but not only that, it has also probiotics and prebiotics. And this is something that we should incorporate in our diet so that we can help our gut system perform better. Let's try it. It was immersed in olive oil, as Professor Buhalis said, as opposed to usually olives in jars that have brine, salty water in it. These olive oils, they are preserved in the olive oil as they approach Hong Kong, and they keep their freshness and their aromas throughout the 17 months of their shelf life. Let's try it. It is a very fleshy taste. You can easily feel that it is a big olive, and it has a lot of crunching texture in it. Sorry, Emilia.
Emily had
Dimitris
6
and
already.
Mariana, that you are not able to share, but you know how a Kalamata olive tastes like.
Yes,
Okay.
no problem.
It is just a little bit, just enough salty because it needs a bit of salt in it. It also has vinegar.
Guys,
So
you
what you are
can
left
use
with-
the olive oil with balsamico as well, right? As a tip, as a starter. Instead of butter that was very fatty, this is a very, very nice alternative that gives you a
But with different, let's say, mixture as percentage. Everybody can try their own ratio of olive oil and vinegar to create this vinaigrette, as we say.
In order to debitter the olive fruit, the table olives, it's very important. This is the reason we use vinegar.
Exactly that.
Except for
So-
the taste.
Questions? Because it is less complex compared to the olive oil.
Thank you very much for presenting, everyone. Oh yeah, sure.
We have also the biscuits.
Thank you very much for presenting to us today. I do have a couple of questions.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity, but we also have the biscuits if you have a couple of minutes.
Some people have already stolen the biscuits. Emily here.
Ah,
But we're giving
okay.
them, don't worry about it.
A couple of questions. The first question is, the olive oils, the extra virgin olive oils we tasted today, are they from a single vineyard or are they blended, or some of them are blended, some of them are single vineyard? That's my first question.
With regards to the sample number 3 from the Navarino icons, they are monocultivar from Koroneiki variety, as I said, early harvest, green olives, picked up in late October, which is very early for Greece, due to the very hot weather that we need to have it more cool weather in order to start harvesting. They are from our own olive groves that you can see behind me in the background. They are from multiple plots of land belonging to a lot of people as olive growers, but they are from a single area of land. As Mariana was saying, in the other side of the mountain, you could taste a different flavor of olive oil. It's so much sensitive as how it absorbs the nutrients from the ground and the salty air from the sea. From the other side of the mountain, you could have just a little bit of different tastes. So answering to your question, it comes from a single area with multiple plots of land of a lot of olive growers that pay special love and attention to what they are cultivating so many generations so far.
What you need to understand is that most of the fields and most of the landowners are small entrepreneurs. So they don't have this kind of very huge places. Europe is all about very small businesses. So what these guys are doing is they're taking from the same terroir and they're actually producing their olive oil.
I totally understand. Thank you for the answer. Second question is, Mariana, you mentioned that olive oil, the major enemy of olive oil is time. So what time frame, approximately after what time frame is olive oil considered like no longer really desirable?
That is a tricky question. So not only time, but also heat, oxygen, and light are also enemies to extra virgin olive oil. So remember, 4 enemies. With heat, oxygen, and light, we can work with it, okay, and keep it safe. With time, we cannot. So let's take the first scenario. Considering that we have a very high quality extra virgin olive oil that is being bottled and out to the market, it has a shelf life of 18 to 24 months. So the best is to consume within that shelf life from its harvest date. That is why it's also important to be able to know when harvest season is for every olive oil producing country. Now, if we maltreat it, meaning that you buy it, for example, or even the professional owner of the shop is not careful, okay, and we purchase it from the producer, but we do not treat it properly, meaning either we leave it out in the sun in warm temperatures and then sell it because my pallet was sitting and waiting in my logistics for a month, it will gradually accelerate its aging. So when you buy it, it will have lost part of its time. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Also, if you buy it and you say, oh, what an amazing bottle, I'm going to put it on my windowsill so that the sun sees it, so that it admires the view. So this again will accelerate the aging. So when it comes to time, we need to be careful to buy extra virgin olive oil from single origin, small producers, because it's higher quality, but also to treat it properly and not spoil it ourselves once we buy it.
I just thought of a follow-up question because
and don't forget.
So
Can I tell something?
In the back in the old days, we used to have like glass containers for olive oil, but now I see a lot of plastic containers. So, and the glass is thick and also colored, so that protects the sun, right? But now with plastic containers, that probably doesn't help with olive oil, right?
Exactly. You see more glass containers and painted in a dark color to protect the content, of course, which is of very precious financially and nutritionally. And it's best to avoid plastic. It's more linked with medium to lower quality, but also, as Emilia knows even better, the chemistry of olive oil and plastic have a nicer relationship. So eventually plasticizers will start passing into your olive oil body, and no one wants to consume or pollute their fruit juice with plasticizers and then their body eventually.
Of course, and don't forget that the more antioxidants like phenols has the olive oil, contained in olive oil, the more self-life is going to
have.
Yes, it acts as a self-preservatory agent. When you have a lot of antioxidants, it preserves naturally the olive oil. I wanted also to take the first question a step further, and I will clarify. Once you open the bottle, how fast should you consume it? And my answer to this question is to consume it as a Greek. We consume 17 liters per person per year. Okay, it's a huge amount. Having said that, the best way to absorb all the nutrients and the quality and health characteristics is once you open it, you should consume it within less than a month. Let's put a limit of a month for consumption of 500 ml. In the meantime, it should be preserved in a dark and dry place, and this is not the cupboard under the sink when you have the hot water from the tap is not the best cupboard in your kitchen. Try to find
or next to the stove.
Or next to the stove, yes. Try to find a very dark and cool and dry place to sleep it for no more than 1 month once you open it.
You must store it until 18 degrees of Celsius in a dark place. And if the extra virgin olive oils are very different. So from extra virgin olive oil to another extra virgin olive oil. If an extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenols, it can maintain more than another one, which does not contain polyphenols. So
more questions from the audience?
Yes.
I have a question. So is organic olive popular in Greece? Organically grown?
Organic products.
Olives in particular, because I think for a lot of the other produce, say tomatoes, a lot of them are organic. No, there's a standard for organic farming practices, Professor.
Yes, of course, standard practices, absence of pesticides in the cultivation.
I believe that it is becoming more and more popular in Greece to turn towards organic cultivations, but I may add that an advantage better, of the Greek olive grove is that due to terrain, due to that agriculture in this field is very much still family-based and centered, the Greek olive grove remains very traditional with not an intense cultivation rhythm and not intense use of pesticides or other synthetic materials. And also the fact that it is not a hyper-intensive cultivation means that we are still doing lots of the harvest in a hand-picking manner. So maintaining this traditional, if you like, aspect in the Greek olive grove helps with the quality and makes Greek extra virgin olive oil different to other country oils, which may be more mass produced because the terrain is long, flat areas where you can have machineries passing by and harvesting the trees. You understand? So maintaining these quite traditional characteristic is something that makes the result, which is the extra virgin olive oil, being very different and unique.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We're reaching the end. Actually, we've passed our time, and I know that colleagues have to go home and look after kids and everything else. There's the biscuits that Pantelis would like to introduce. A lot of people have been stealing the biscuits, and they said they're the best they had. I'm not sure if you can find them in Hong Kong. Can you find them in Hong Kong, Pantelis?
Not yet, but it's something that we are trying and negotiate with City Super to incorporate also.
Emphasis on the yet, because these guys, they love the biscuit and they really want to get the biscuits from you. So City Super, tell them that Hong Kong Polytechnic University has got a lot of demand for them.
I will use this as an ace up my sleeve when I talk with supermarket buyer about this item that should be included in their product range. It is a very nice way of ending a tasting with something sweet. So what you get, apart from the wheat flour and the raisins and the syrup from raisins that gives this sweetness, you have also extra virgin olive oil in it. And this gives me an opportunity to add that I think Mariana said something about baking, correct? During the presentation, yes. It's something that cooking is always experimenting with new flavors and new recipes. And since everybody is interconnected and you can, at the snap of your finger, you can find a lot of different ethnic flavors, ethnic recipes, or something that you can find from Instagram and Facebook and through the internet throughout, you can start changing your cooking habits by not using butter and incorporating olive oil in your baking and cooking techniques. I'm talking about the sweet part of cooking, okay? We mentioned in the beginning of this presentation that you heard that all fats have the same calories. I will break them down into grams. 1 gram has 9 calories for all fats. Either it is vegetable oil, butter, or olive oil. But when you use olive oil in your sweets, for a chocolate cake, for example, if the recipe demands for 250 grams of butter, you can replace that with about 120, a little bit less than what the butter requires, 100 ml, which is even less in grams. And then you get a chocolate cake that it is more flavored because of the fruitiness. It is more soft, and it will be something that you will understand that you have never prepared a chocolate cake like this before. So my suggestion is to incorporate also, not only for cooking and frying and all that, but also in your sweets and desserts.
Baking, on your baking. Thank you very much. But at least we're almost 2 hours into it. I'd like to invite Katsuto to come closer, because Katsuto is my good friend and colleague here, who is the president of the Food and Wine Academy. Michelle, who is our adopted scientist and nutritionist. Chef Simon, who is our executive chef, who is wonderful. Where is Bridget? Where is the wonderful Bridget? She was here a second ago. Okay, we need to bring it back to tell her thank you, because she's absolutely incredible. And when we started these things back in October, and we start asking for Bridget, come along. So this is the wonderful Bridget, who has been doing all the work on the background. And wonderful, thank you so much. Wow. When we started all that in October, and we're talking to different people, and we're speaking to everybody, and I got Dimitris Dambasinas 3 o'clock in the morning saying, I need olive oil, I need Greek products. And you guys, you came on board. And then the pandemic happened here, and then we couldn't do anything for 3.5 months. But these guys have been working with us to actually make these things happen. And I really want to thank them for all the work and everything they've done for this. Thank you so much. Now, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you're going to get Greek olive oil. Greek olive oil is the best. Kalamata Olives is super the best. It's incredible. It's fantastic. There's a Greek caviar. Thursday, we are doing the wine tasting. Some of you will be here. You didn't know that. Okay, we kept this a secret. There'll be 2 wine tastings. One is this Thursday. Because you stayed until the end, you are invited to come back on Thursday for wine. Okay. And we'll have the master of wine, Mr. Lazarakis, who is going to be explaining. We will try 9 different bottles of wine. And you're not going to get drunk. I promise you that, because Bridget is going to control how much you are drinking. But we're going to taste some incredible wines this Thursday. Then we'll have a dairy, Greek product, Greek yogurt, and Greek cheese. And we've got one more, which I forget. What else? Beer. And thank you. Thank you, Katsuto. And then we've got Nissos beer that we'll try again. I don't remember the day. I think 9th of June or 10th of June or something like that. So you'll see that on the announcements that are coming forward. Now that you know that, number 1, this is the best quality food you can have. Number 2, it's fun. Tell your friends to come along and make sure that you try Greek products, right? Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you for enjoying. Please finish everything and see you soon. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all your
Thank
support.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a great
for the
pleasure.
opportunity.
Thank you
Enjoy.
very much.
Enjoy.
And enjoy amazing olive oil.